The movie opens on the breathtaking island of Corsica, where two old friends, Antoine and Laurent, are starting a holiday together. Antoine is the more uptight of the two, a conservative father who resembles a French Dustin Hoffman. He's brought the group to his family home, eager to show it off after years away. Laurent, on the other hand, is the laid-back, cool dad type who's just thrilled to be on vacation in such a stunning location. Joining them are their teenage daughters, Antoine's 17-year-old Louna and Laurent's 18-year-old Mary, who also happen to be best friends. The setup is perfect for some lighthearted drama. Two single dads, their teenage daughters, and a remote tropical paradise. When they arrive at Antoine's family house, he can't wait to show it off, but the girls are less than impressed. From the boar's head mounted in the kitchen to the lack of cell service, they find plenty to complain about. They even discover a dead rat, much to their horror. Laurent, ever the optimist, tells the girls to appreciate their beautiful surroundings, urging them to lighten up. In true cool dad fashion, he even dances while cleaning to cheer them up. Antoine, however, remains too preoccupied with his personal woes to join the fun. Antoine's strained personal life becomes more apparent when he sneaks off to a graveyard on the property. While searching for cell service, he ends up sharing the morbid discovery with the girls. Instead of being solemn, the girls use the grave as an excuse to snap funny photos and, more importantly, find a nearby party on Facebook. When the girls ask for permission to attend, Laurent, unsurprisingly, says yes, it's vacation after all. Antoine, however, grumbles and sets a strict curfew of 1:30 a.m., though it's clear the girls have no intention of following it. That night, the girls transform their casual appearance into party-ready looks. Louna, the romantic, dreams of finding a love that will last forever, while Mary, more pragmatic, is just looking to have some fun. As they drive off, Louna gushes to Mary about how cool Laurent is, though she insists there's nothing more to it than admiration. At the club, the girls let loose, enjoying the party atmosphere. Back at the house, the dads bond over how quickly their daughters are growing up. Antoine clings to the idea of keeping Louna a little girl forever, while Laurent takes a more realistic approach, realizing it's time to talk about relationships and other grown-up topics. Predictably, the girls return home well past their curfew and completely drunk. Their father's scolding is met with drunken indifference, turning what could be an awkward moment into a comedic one. The dads quickly get over it, and the next day, they take the girls abseiling down a waterfall into a lagoon. Here, Laurent bonds with Louna, helping her navigate the descent. What begins as a fatherly moment takes a strange turn as Louna starts to see Laurent in a new light. When they reach the water, Laurent helps Mary out of her wetsuit, while Louna undresses on her own, but not before flashing Laurent her nipple. She locks eyes with him, clearly enjoying his discomfort. Laurent tries to brush it off, but the tension is undeniable. That night, the girls beg to go out again, but both fathers initially refuse. However, Antoine spots a woman he knows and wants to ask out, so he agrees to let the girls go out if Laurent accompanies them. Reluctantly, Laurent agrees. At the party, Laurent loosens up. After some encouragement from the girls, he even begins flirting with a woman his age and dancing. Louna, meanwhile, spots Laurent with a woman and becomes visibly upset. Pretending to be drunker than she is, she demands Laurent take her home, disrupting his budding connection. Mary uses the distraction to sneak off with a boy, convincing Louna to keep Laurent busy while she does so. Louna is only too happy to oblige, using the opportunity to get closer to Laurent. What starts as a simple holiday quickly escalates into a tangled web of emotions, boundaries crossed, and complicated relationships. With each moment, the stakes rise, and the lines between friendship, parenthood, and romance blur in increasingly uncomfortable ways. The movie takes a darker and more uncomfortable turn as Antoine goes on a date with the woman he's been eyeing. Unfortunately, their conversation veers into his failed marriage, and it becomes clear that Antoine isn't over his ex-wife. Despite his attraction to the woman, his emotional baggage makes the date awkward. Meanwhile, back at the beach party, things heat up between Louna and Laurent. On the dance floor, Laurent and Louna are having a little too much fun. Laurent's moves catch Luna's attention, and their chemistry is undeniable. After the party, they walk along the beach, shaking off their drunken haze. Laurent, wanting to sit and relax, suggests they call it a night, but Louna has other plans. She insists on going for a late-night swim. Laurent refuses, but Louna begins stripping down, first to her underwear, and then completely naked. She teases him, flirts with him, and runs into the water, urging him to join her. Laurent, visibly uncomfortable, tells her to stop and put her clothes back on. But Louna is relentless, her charm and persistence leaving him feeling trapped. Against his better judgment, Laurent strips down to his boxers and wades into the water. Things escalate quickly. Louna, emboldened, tries to get Laurent to take his boxers off. He pushes her away, but she jumps at him, attempting to kiss him. Laurent pushes her off and calls her crazy. Louna runs to the water, crying and apologizing, blaming her behavior on the stress of her parents' divorce. Laurent, feeling guilty, tries to comfort her, but this only leads to disaster. Louna forces herself on Laurent, straddling him. Though he resists at first, his self-control fails. The two end up rolling in the sand, crossing every line imaginable. Afterward, as they lay together, Louna confesses her love for him, leaving Laurent grappling with the gravity of what's happened. He knows he's made a terrible mistake, but it's too late now. When they return home, Antoine is ready with a loaded gun. Thankfully, he's not waiting to confront Laurent. He's using the gun to hunt wild boars on the property. But the tension in the air is palpable. Laurent and Louna look guilty, and it's clear that their secret won't stay hidden for long. The next morning, Laurent is brushing his teeth when Louna sneaks up behind him and smothers him with kisses. He scolds her, telling her to stop, but Louna brushes it off. Antoine remains oblivious to the affair, but Mary, Laurent's daughter, notices something is off. She confronts Louna, but Louna dismisses her concerns, trying to play it cool. Later that day, the group heads to the beach. Antoine ogles women in bikinis, but when he spots his own daughter, he's reminded of how protective he is of her. Louna uses the moment to get Laurent's attention, asking him to rub sunscreen on her. Laurent tries to deflect, suggesting Antoine do it, but Antoine refuses. Laurent reluctantly agrees, but Louna takes it a step too far, attempting to guide his hand to her butt. Horrified, Laurent flees into the water, but Louna chases after him. In the water, Louna continues to confess her love for Laurent. He repeatedly tells her to stop and leave him alone, but she won't back down. Mary watches the entire scene unfold from the shore, her suspicion growing. That night, things spiral further. Laurent argues with Mary when she defies his orders and sneaks out. Later, as he tries to sleep, Louna sneaks into his bed. Laurent tries to kick her out, but she threatens to tell her father if he does. Left with no choice, Laurent allows her to stay, so long as she doesn't touch him. In the morning, Laurent panics when he wakes up and realizes Louna is still there. He begs her to leave, but she refuses unless he admits he loves her. Backed into a corner, Laurent reluctantly tells Louna he loves her, just to get her out of the room. Louna sneaks out, but Mary sees her leaving and confronts her. Furious, Mary refuses to listen to Luna's excuses. Antoine notices the tension between the girls. When Mary responds rudely to him, he angrily seeks out Laurent, demanding he talk to her. Laurent is relieved that Antoine is angry about Mary's attitude and not about his secret relationship with Louna. Later that day, Antoine suggests renting jet skis. When neither he nor Louna can provide a license, Antoine volunteers Laurent, assuming he has one. Before Laurent realizes what's happening, he's stuck taking Louna out on the water. Despite his attempts to keep things casual, Laurent is too flirty for his own good. Mary watches the entire scene from the beach, her anger bubbling over. She knows something is going on between her father and Louna, and Laurent's behavior only confirms her suspicions. The movie's drama continues to intensify, with Laurent struggling to navigate the tangled mess he's created. His moral conflict deepens, and the looming threat of discovery hangs heavy over every interaction. As Luna's infatuation grows, Laurent's guilt and fear of consequences reach a boiling point, starting with a tense and awkward game of cards. While Antoine and Laurent are trying to keep things casual, Louna plays footsie with Laurent under the table, completely unfazed by the fact that her father is sitting right there. Antoine, oblivious as ever, doesn't notice. Mary, however, catches on immediately and storms out, announcing that she's leaving for the night. Distracted, Antoine follows Mary, leaving Laurent and Louna alone together. This time, Laurent decides to finally end the inappropriate situation once and for all. When Louna tries to jump onto his lap and kiss him, Laurent firmly rejects her advances. Heartbroken, Louna storms off in tears, running straight to her father. In an emotional confession, Louna tells Antoine that she's in love, but the man she loves has broken her heart. At first, Antoine is relieved to hear that her heart has been broken. Better that than her dating someone, right? But when Louna admits the man is older, around 45 years old, Antoine can't handle it. Furious, he storms off to talk to Laurent, telling him everything. Antoine, however, only reveals that he knows Louna is involved with an older man, without naming names. Laurent, caught in the middle, tries to downplay the situation and convince Antoine to let it go. But Antoine won't stop. He confronts Mary next, but she denies knowing who the older man is. Determined to get answers, Antoine devises a risky plan. He enlists Laurent's help, figuring Louna admires Laurent enough to open up to him if they go out for drinks. The irony of the situation is lost on Antoine. He's asking the very man who's guilty of sleeping with his daughter to get the truth out of her. Laurent reluctantly agrees, knowing he has no choice. Over dinner and drinks, Laurent manages to keep things under control. He tells Louna their affair is over and that she must never tell her father. Louna looks upset but seems to be slowly coming to terms with the situation. Laurent breathes a sigh of relief, thinking he might escape without Antoine discovering the truth. Back at the house, things escalate when Antoine goes hunting for wild boars. Frenzied and reckless, Antoine is still fixated on finding out who Luna's mystery man is. He presses Laurent for answers and Laurent, under pressure, blurts out a name, the DJ from the local club. Convinced this is the culprit, Antoine storms to the club that night and confronts the DJ in the bathroom. Without giving him a chance to explain, Antoine beats him to a pulp. Only after the DJ screams that he's gay does Antoine realize he's made a mistake. The next day, Laurent tries to apologize to Mary, but she refuses to listen, shutting him out completely. Meanwhile, Antoine and Laurent go hunting together, alone in the wilderness. A perfect setup for Antoine to confront Laurent about his betrayal. During their hunting trip, Laurent finally confesses the truth. Antoine is stunned. Instead of shooting Laurent, as we might expect, Antoine tackles him to the ground, and the two wrestle in the dirt. When the dust settles, we cut to Antoine walking out of the forest alone, bruised and silent. He tells the others that Laurent has gone home. Back at the house, the daughters reconcile. Louna apologizes to Mary for everything, and Mary, being the mature one, forgives her. She places the blame squarely on Laurent, who as the adult should have known better. To celebrate their renewed friendship, the two girls head out for a night of partying. Laurent trudges back to the house late that night, exhausted and defeated. He begins packing, ready to leave immediately, but falls asleep instead. In the morning, he wakes in a panic and rushes downstairs, only to find Antoine sitting pensively on the porch. The two girls arrive home after their big night out, and Louna notices the bruises on both Laurent's and Antoine's faces. "What happened?" she asks. For a moment, it seems like Antoine is about to confess that he knows everything. But then he changes his mind. Instead, he smiles. Laurent smiles. Louna smiles. They all act as though everything is fine. Antoine seems to decide that Louna is no longer his little girl, and that he needs to let her grow up and make her own choices. The film ends with a strange sense of resolution, as the characters move on from the chaos, pretending that nothing happened. While the movie wraps up with everyone seemingly happy, the moral ambiguity leaves the audience questioning the choices and dynamics that unfolded throughout the story. Opinion time, guys. Who do you think was really in the wrong here? Let us know in the comments because we're interested to know. Did you enjoy the recap? Please like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be updated next time we drop. Thanks for watching.